Bike cleaning matters more than most people think. After a muddy mountain bike ride, most people just hose the bike off and put it away. But dirt hides things. A layer of mud can conceal oil leaks, cracks, loose bolts, worn seals, damaged cables. The same thing happens in industry. One of the simplest but most overlooked parts of asset management is cleaning. A clean asset is easy to inspect, easier to maintain, and easier to trust. What you're looking at there is not the dirtiest mountain bike in the world. It's hard to see it in the video, but there's a lot of accumulated dust and mud around the suspension components and the cranks and the motor. That's where I'm going to focus my attention today, because that area needs clean up. But the first step is to give it an overall rinse off to get rid of the majority of the dust and mud that's accumulated. Then I'll put some detergent on, give it a scrub down, and give it a final rinse off. Over the last 30 plus years working in maintenance and asset management across mining and processing operations using systems like SAP, A&T and Pronto, I've noticed something consistent. The sites with the cleanest equipment usually have the strongest maintenance culture, not because they care about appearance, but because cleaning forces interaction. When someone cleans a machine properly, they notice things: vibration, movement, loose guards, heat, leaks, unusual wear. That interaction creates familiarity, and familiarity is often what prevents failure. I've seen this many times on my mountain bike. After a wet and muddy ride, I'll clean the bike and suddenly notice a cut appearing in a tyre sidewall, the brake pad almost worn out, a suspension seal starting to leak, chain wear beginning to accelerate. If I ignored all those signs and simply kept riding, eventually something would fail, usually at the worst possible time. Industrial assets are no different. Contamination destroys equipment slowly. Dust, dirt, moisture, and poor housekeeping shorten the life of bearings, hydraulic systems, chains, seals, and rotating equipment. Sometimes the damage happens gradually enough that nobody notices until the asset suddenly becomes unreliable. Cleaning is not just about making equipment look good. It's part of inspection, part of maintenance, part of reliability. In heavy industry, major failures rarely happen because of one single catastrophic event. More often, they happen because small warning signs are missed repeatedly over time. Good asset management is often less about heroic repairs and more about disciplined routine. Small actions, done consistently over long periods of time. That applies just as much to mountain bikes as it does to a haul truck, conveyor system or processing plant. When I did the cleaning and the inspection of my mountain bike for this occasion, I didn't find anything that was too much out of order. I did notice, however, that when I used the hose to spin the pedals around, the right-hand side pedal was not as free as the left-hand side pedal. It's still working fine at the moment, but it's something I'm going to have to address at a later date. Also, the other thing was, when I lifted it up to have a look at the underside just to see how clean it was, I was reminded there's a grease nipple down there for the suspension linkages, so I really need to get around to putting a squirt of grease into that one day. So, in conclusion, clean, inspect and maintain, in that order, most of the time.